Okay, Justin, I have to apologize before we officially start this episode. I lied last episode, man. I straight up lied.
This is 28.
This is 20. You knew exactly where I was going with it. You knew exactly where I was going with it.
Welcome to Pokemon Masters Council, the competitive YouTube channel and podcast for everything Pokemon. I am your host, Gym Leader Justin, my co-host, Brandon Zero Schmucker.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
I am doing good. You know, I'm just going to kind of dive right in to why I'm feeling pretty good, okay?
Yeah? What's up?
So, I told you guys last week that I was going to buy a Pokemon Go Elite Trainer box.
There's something sitting right here if you see my eyes going on left of the screen a little.
So
what do you got here, buddy?
I'm going to show some of this stuff off.
Christmas came early in July.
So, for those of you who are watching, here's the box. It's amazing. It's got Mewtwo on it. Okay.
So you got the Elite Trainer box with Mewtwo. It's blue and silver and black. It's like Starry Night kind of thing. I love it.
Yeah, it actually looks like more sick. Like the actual box itself, it's got this like reflective.
I love the inside box. Like it looks like when you just got like a collector's edition like DVD box set.
Yeah. I don't know if they can see that on the camera, but like it's got.
Oh, the inside has a whole bunch of artwork from Go. I like that. It's got the Pokestop.
Yeah.
Great new stadium. Can't wait to play Pokestop.
So, in my head, leading up to me buying this box, I told myself, I'm not going to buy any booster packs or whatever. Like, anytime I go to the store, I'm tempted to buy a booster pack or whatever.
Saving all that temptation.
I saved that temptation, and I'm saving all of my luck.
Yep.
I'm saving all my luck. Before we get into my hits, I wanted to show off. These are the sleeves that come with it. Super, super sick. People probably don't care because they don't love Mewtwo like me, but... absolutely sick. I'm really happy with this box. So I've been so happy with this box.
So for people that don't know, it is a promo box. So you for sure got one unique promo art Mewtwo V. So no V-Star, but just a V.
Yep.
So show off the promo V.
So I will show off the promo V
because I like that. That's one of my. I think that one's my second favorite of all the. There's like 4 or 5 Mewtwo V arts.
Yep.
I think that's my second favorite. The one where he's like floating in the middle of the city, that's my favorite.
I guess that's like the rarest card in the set.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
dude.
Mahone pulled that on stream. That guy always gets the best hits. He got the gold Arceus in his Brilliant Stars box too.
Yep, so did I. I got the gold Dialga, or Palkia.
Promo Pikachu. All right, I'll show off some of this other stuff. Got a reverse Hollow Venusaur. I'll just be really quick. Hollow Golisopod. I got 3 of the Moltres.
Let's go.
Pretty sick.
I'm hyped about this pandering you're going to get to.
Dude, okay, yeah, so Gyarados. I noticed the Gen 1 pandering in this box is absolutely insane. There's so many Gen 1 Pokemon.
There's so many. Like, everyone loves... Brandon's a Kanto guy. I'm the Hoenn guy.
T-Tar, we'll talk about him in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about him in a minute.
Super hyped.
Hollow Melmetal. Sick. Charizard pandering. Got the Charizard.
That's the Burning Bright?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
So sick.
Every fire counts for 2, baby.
The only thing I missed in this box was a Radiant Pokemon. I got another Pikachu.
No Radiance.
And then a Reverse Hollow Lapras. I think Reverse Hollows, for me, because I don't buy a lot of cards, so anytime I get a Reverse Hollow Rare, that's a hit for me.
That's a hit. Yeah.
So let's get to the big
I like the
boys.
Reverse Hollows a lot, actually.
Same.
I'm a big fan.
So here's the big hits. I got 3 of them. First one, Alolan Exeggutor V. Okay, the card sucks.
Hoping he gets an evolution, but that's dope that you got one.
The card sucks, but on the channel we love Exeggutor.
Yeah,
right?
It's Doug's one of Doug's go-tos for competitive was always Kanto Exeggutor. His name was Tripod. So if you ever hear us call him Tripod, oh boy,
Melmetal VMAX, dude.
Melmetal
VMAX, sick card. Also sucks, but. That's okay. It's so cool to have, like, in real life.
He's a good tank.
All right, and this came out of the last pack. The last pack, I was feeling a little down. I was like, I only got 2 Vs. Yep. I mean, they're good. Boom! I got another Mewtwo V, dude.
So I'm gonna hold up the other one. So now you got one Mewtwo V, the generic art.
Yep.
Not that it's bad, but it is the
alternate full art, whatever you want to call it.
It's just
the promo.
So this is the promo art. You have that's just the standard generic Mewtwo V where he's shooting over a shadow ball.
Yep.
So really dope.
Yeah.
And then what did you? So now you have 2 Mewtwo Vs, and then you know what? Got to make it complete.
Oh, yeah, I went out the day I finished opening my box, and I said, you know what?
And it was a good pull, and your son was
So
with
happy,
you.
yep.
And
So happy. This box was awesome.
Good
I was
family
like,
time.
you know what? The only other card I need out of the set, I need Mewtwo V-Star. So I went to TCG Player, and I bought myself a Mewtwo V-Star for $10 before they started getting
the day of.
overpriced.
It's the same thing I do with Whimsicott.
Yeah,
The day he started to win, before he even got to the final, I was like, ooh, I'm going to get on this right now. It's starting to pop off.
So, I was super. This box
Really hyped.
couldn't have been happier. This was an amazing box. I'm so happy that I waited and I was patient and I bought this box. Love everything about it. It was awesome. Go out and get yourselves one because it's the only way to get booster packs. They don't just have them out. You gotta get
Otherwise,
them
codes for
if
online.
But if you're a real life player, buy this box with confidence. Anyway,
and the pull rates are really good, apparently.
yeah, they are. I think every pack has a holo. Mm-hmm. So, Justin, enough about me and my gushing. What have you been up to?
I don't really have a lot to talk about. I've just been, obviously, fans of the channel know I play Warhammer. Just sort of internalizing all of the new data from the new GHB, the new General's Handbook.
You've kind of been doing that for the past 2 weeks. 3 weeks. You've kind of been digesting.
There's a lot because I've just decided we're on 6-month seasons now instead of 12 months.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of deciding, if you pick an army or a list that you want to go with, it's sort of like because I got 3 different dwarf armies I could play in terms of the main umbrella rule you get. Mm-hmm. There's 3 categories, so it's which category you take would give you specific customization. And I'm just sort of weighing it over. I got a practice game coming up this week to try it out. One of the 3, basically, for lack of a better term. So but again, because it's only 6-month seasons, it's a little bit it's okay if this sits on the shelf for a couple of months because come Christmas we'll have roll the dice and get something else.
Yeah, true.
So we'll see. But other than that, we've been playing a lot of Unite. We've been rank grinding
a lot. And
it's been going pretty well. No, we're not going to spoil anything because we do have a video in the works where it's going to be our own. We know people have done this before. We're not first, second, third, or even 10th to the party of, a guide to how to get masters. So that's not really our perspective, is it? We're not going to tell you how to get masters. We're going to do a video of how we got masters. Yeah. So it's going pretty well right now.
It's going very well.
And we got a video coming out.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yeah. So I guess that kind of brings us to the last thing before we get to our last little news. And then our main topic is very packed. It's very loaded. So
there's not a whole lot of news today. We did our news externally, so that way this episode could literally just be the main topic, which is obviously, if you have not seen the title or whatever, it is our big Gen 8 show. This is our Gen 9 is right around the corner. It is July 5th when we're recording this, so we are 5 months away from
Gen 9.
From Gen 9 dropping, so and Worlds is coming up. So there's so much stuff that we're going to be talking about in the next couple months. We're doing the Gen 8 show here.
Lots of reflecting.
It's been 3 years?
Yeah, it came out in 2019,
Gen 8,
right?
And we're going to get into it, but we speaking of the fact that we have been playing so much Unite.
Yeah.
We are going to plug the external news that we did, and you can go click, pause this or go back or listen to it there, but we do have a lot of other content. For people that are listening to us on Spotify, you'll notice that between last episode and this, there was something else that got uploaded, and it's not a podcast. Brandon, what is it?
It's not a podcast. So we are starting to roll out a little bit of Spotify exclusive content. We don't know how often it'll come out, but keep your eyes out for it because
it's something you're used to on the channel already. If you've been watching the YouTube channel, we're just sort of taking that idea from back when we were the class. Now that we are the council, we're sort of shifting that because we have a lot of conversations and a lot of, I guess, in music terms, B-sides, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's a good example.
Or in the movie world, just footage that ends up on the cutting room floor. A lot of good conversation, though. So we're going to start posting that conversation just as extra podcast material.
Yeah.
The extra curricular. So definitely go check that out on Spotify because there has been a ton of Unite news.
Yes,
Zero.
There's been so much Unite news.
We've already spoiled it. So get into it. What are the 3 three big topics here real quick.
So, Glaceon has come to unite. Okay. We did a extracurricular that you can listen to on Spotify. Where we did like a deep dive on what we knew
Super deep dive.
at that point.
It's like a half an hour talking.
Half an hour talking about Glaceon and where she could fit.
We had the exact text up while we did this conversation.
Yep.
We were streaming together or screen sharing together over Wi-Fi, and obviously kids and stuff were in bed, so we live about a half an hour away from each other. But we were on Discord with each other, and we were reading word for word through all of the juicy details of what Glaceon does. We're reading through what Buzzwool does. There's over an hour of content between the two episodes of the extracurricular. So if you want more PMC in your ear holes, I'm a big podcast guy. I listen to podcasts.
Ear holes.
I listen to podcasts a lot at work, on my way to work. Yep. I know you're a big podcast guy, especially on your way. If you got a big long drive, or even on the course sometimes when you're disc golfing. Yeah. So if you're one of these people that like to listen. Audio, there's over an hour of content deep diving the two new Pokemon coming out. So, what do we got for those two, real quick, just for people that may have missed it? Because we also have some YouTube content too. Yeah,
Glaceon and Buzzwool. We did extracurriculars on them. You can listen to on Spotify exclusively, and we also did videos going through their gameplay. So we've got like actual Switch beta footage of these characters.
Yep.
And we did videos. We will link those in the description as well. You can check those out.
So that'll be on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
So depending on where you're listening or watching, you can go subscribe to both and get all the PMC you need.
Yes.
So the extracurricular is just us talking and deep diving and going through all the moves. And then the YouTube is us actually seeing the moves in person and sort of connecting the dots and putting it together. Like, okay, I can visually now see what Ice Shard does. Okay, that's what Buzzwool looks like when he jumps forward, etc. Yep. So, different conversations. It's not the same content.
No.
So, tons and tons and tons of content there. And then there's one other thing that dropped, because on top of that, there was some leaks.
Big leak. We got another all-rounder coming in. T-Tar is going to make his way to Pokemon Unite, and we did a little video on him, too. We don't know anything about him. We've seen his artwork, and we know that he's going to be an all-rounder. So
yeah, we saw the little coin thing where it's like a purple background.
Card, the license. That's what it is, license.
Yep. So it's got a purple background, all-rounder. We did some theorizing in that video. It's like, what, 5-10 minutes?
Less than that.
But, before we go refill some coffee and get into the Gen 9, you want to talk about what you want to see for T-Tar? What are you excited for?
We both agree he needs Sandstorm, right?
Definitely.
Sandstorm.
Shout out to Doug, PMC Sport Ninja. He was calling for maybe it being like his passive, like in the game.
Yeah.
So it'd be Sandstream.
Yes.
I personally would love that. I would also love if it was like Sandstorm the move. It was just clickable, and I basically just want Petal Dance from Venusaur, but brown.
Yeah, yep.
I just want, just give me the big A. And he needs to have an impactful version of, crowd control so he doesn't turn into Azumarill.
Yeah.
That was sort of our main point, is that we don't want a nothing burger. We want him to be, because everybody loves T-Tar.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to be, I don't want him to be Azumarill. We don't want the outrage side of Dragonite. We need him to be impact. If he just walks around and punches people, it's going to be really lackluster, because Larvitar and Pupitar we don't expect much from.
No, not
so we
at
definitely
all.
Expect this to be more of like a butterfly type thing, like Garchomp.
Or the way it used to be from Curlia to Gardevoir, because Curlia used to be useless.
Exactly. So I very much expect that you need to really get to T-Tar before you start really turning on and cooking with oil.
Yep.
But that's pretty much it. But we are really excited. Obviously, between Glaceon, you're the attacker for the PMC ranked squad, and I am the frontline. So basically, whether it be an all-rounder or a defender, basically I'm the tank.
Yeah.
So Buzzwool can definitely tank based on what we've seen. Guaranteed, because there's just so much CC. That's all you need.
Yep.
You can be a disruptive tank by just having a bunch of crowd control. And then fingers crossed that I get a second one with
T-Tar.
T-Tar. If I
Yeah.
get 2 coming to you, so Glaceon, obviously, you're really excited.
Yeah,
Having
yeah.
a secondary rank pick behind your Ninetales.
We'll see how much I actually play her, but
I have the potential.
potential, yeah, there's lots of potential.
She does
there.
look fun, though. At
Yeah,
least
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing before we take our early break is we have been doing some work in the background, and we are probably going to start streaming.
Yeah.
We
a little
don't.
bit of an announcement.
Yeah, we don't really have a schedule yet. It'll
Nope.
probably be like a Tuesday, Thursday thing.
We're
couple hours.
We're very much in like a beta test phase.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a full recipe.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just have a couple ingredients, but we are trying stuff out. We've been talking with our buddy PMC Bearded Bananas, trying to get together a ranked squad. We've got 4 people right now that can probably for sure get on at least once a week for Unite streams. We're trying to find a 5th, obviously, within our PMC crew.
Yep.
And basically from there, we're going to be... I guess our eventual goal will be like a 3-pillar system.
Yeah.
We just want to cover all the Pokemon that we love.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But lots of options here. Like we could do Unite, we could do TCG, we could do Showdown, we could do 9th Gen when that comes out, VGC or Singles if they do some good stuff.
So 2 questions that we have for you guys. So leave us an answer in the comment. Question number 1. Do you watch more of your streaming on Twitch or YouTube? / where would you watch us? Would you watch us? Would you rather see us Twitch or YouTube?
Yep.
And the other one is, what content would you like to see outside of Unite? Would you like to see VGC?
Yeah.
Showdown, singles / singles, or TCG? Let us know in the comments below the answer to those 2 questions. Justin, I think we're going to take an early break here because we've got a loaded main subject and we got to get diving into it. But we are going to need some liquid here to refill our mouth holes, whatever.
Coffee break.
All right, cool. We're going to get to it in just a minute. We'll see you guys there. All right, big awkward sip.
Welcome to the main segment of the podcast where we are doing our Gen 8 wrap-up show. This is big. This is Generation 8. We need to start with my, I think, thesis statement or my 1,000-foot view. Super happy. Yes. Very, very pleased. There are, we are going to go through pros and cons, but the fact of the matter is, I couldn't be more pleased with everything as a whole package from what Gen 8 was.
Yep.
Definitely glass half full. And without Gen 8, we would not have the first or now iteration of the PMC. So I could never, ever, ever look back at our time or look back at Generation 8 as anything but a positive. Even through all of its faults and absolute utter failures in certain categories, the bottom line is I will look back. This is now another S-tier generation to go along with...
I mean,
1,
3, and 5.
And now 8.
And now 8, yeah.
In terms of like
in the same category.
Our opinion, in terms of like S-rank, legendary generations, for a lot of different aspects, not just aesthetically, but...
Yeah, we definitely... We're going to go pros and cons. We're going to go back and forth because we want this
We had some community feedback.
Yeah, we got community feedback. So we got some fan / community comments.
Yep.
We are going to read through, actually. We're going to go pro-con throughout this whole thing because we want it.
Did you have like a maybe 1,000-foot view?
Yeah.
I guess, I know you and I are sort of on a similar page, but...
Yes.
I'm just super happy because, like, we did take a hiatus.
Yeah, we didn't play like all of 7th Gen. And then we missed the last half of 6th Gen because we were not able to just gen Pokemon the way we wanted to. So like making Pokemon competitively for the first like half of the generation was not easy. And we like to play on cartridge rather than Showdown.
If we had the choice. Like we love Showdown for what it is, but we like
to house rule things too.
Well, and
remember,
and we love to do roulettes, and we love a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
scrimming each other is how we grow up.
Overall, I think it was an amazing experience. It was worth the $120, or was it? How much was both DLCs? Was it $30 together, or was it $30 each?
I Can't remember.
Either way,
it was worth the money. It was worth the time. We spent over 2,000 hours.
Yeah.
Amongst the 3 or 4 of us that really stayed with it the whole time, there was like over 2,000 hours each.
Yeah. So
the DLC was great.
Yeah, DLC was
in terms
cool.
of like, I loved going to the Isle of Armor and exploring new places. I loved the raid dens; were so cool.
Well, in DLC,
we played so. When you look back and think, "Oh yeah, remember when we used to do raid nights?"
Yeah.
When you look back, it's like, "Oh yeah, we actually
it was fun time.
We played a lot of and so when I think about that, it was just a $60 ticket. It more than paid for itself in terms of solo or communal game time. It more than makes up. It's like Smash. You pay that ticket price once for a billion hours of fun.
Exactly. So we're going to get into the fan comments. We're going to start with those, and we're going to start with pros. So first thing we have
we're going to do pendulum.
We're going to go back and forth because we don't want this to be like, we don't want to spend 30 minutes trashing the game and then 30 minutes praising and going back and forth. So we're going to start with the pros. We got Andrew and David first talking about their pros. Andrew Garza says, I thought they had some cool Pokemon, Phalanx, Duraludon, Dragapult, the new fossil Pokemon, and that's where his praise, that's summarizing his praise.
So he really likes a lot of the new pokes. He likes a lot of the new Pokedex, which we definitely echo.
And then David, same thing. He says the Pokemon concepts were cool in the wild area. We'll talk a little bit about that. So Pokemon concepts. So let's talk about the Pokedex. Let's kind of chime in here.
S rank, right?
Awesome.
It was, like we said, Gen 1, legendary status forever.
Yes.
Gen 3, not just for my own bias, but
I love it. I love it.
It's so full.
Yes.
5th gen, it's so full.
Yep.
It feels like its own world. It's not just an add-on.
Great designs, pretty much around the world.
Great designs, great aesthetics.
Except for Vanillux. Sorry, carry on. Sorry, keep going. Keep going.
The same artist that came up with Vanillux came up with Buzzwole and Guzzlord. So I'm just saying there's a pattern here.
His redeeming Pokemon, though, Phantump.
Yeah, he did make Phantump.
Which is
adorable.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Anyway, keep going, man.
So 1, 3, 5, and now 8.
Yeah, I would put them all.
We're
just
putting that
in
on the
top category.
That's top shelf booze here.
It's I'm gonna rattle off some of my favorites, and then you rattle off some of yours.
That's not Jack. Second gen is like Jack Daniels. It's good, but it's not great.
Yeah.
And then 6th gen is just like some generic Meyer brand.
Yeah, it's
basement whiskey.
Yeah. And
then Gen 1, 3, 5, and now 8 feel like they're Buffalo Trace. This is just the top end American.
If you're a vodka kind of guy, that's the Grey Goose. That's the Goosey Goose.
There it is.
But you can just sit there and you can just reflect on these Pokemon. I'll just rattle off a few. Dragapult.
Yeah, great.
Hatterene. Indeedee.
I want to name one that I'm a big fan of just because of...
Before I name it off.
Well, it's specifically one of my favorites, and this gets into a little side tangent for a second. I'm a big fan of, because in the Pokemon world, what are Pokemon? They're essentially...
monsters. They're monsters.
But they are the world's animals.
Animals, yeah.
So instead of having, a cow out in the field like we have, they have Miltank.
Yep.
Or Tauros.
Yep.
I like that they're starting to branch out and give us more animals. And one of those things that we finally have now is a really, really sweet elephant.
Caparaja, yeah.
Cool.
Caparaja.
And he's a great design.
Yeah.
For a big steel elephant. He's a big elephant. It just makes sense in the world. There are still some things that, some boxes we'd love to see them tick, like maybe a
cheetah.
A cheetah, a tiger.
Yeah.
But they have Pyro now. They have a big lion. But, a dolphin Pokemon would be cool.
Yeah, a dolphin. Oh, speaking of animals, we had our first, pike / barracuda. We had Barrascuda. So we had, a predatory, that kind of predatory fish,
But not a shark.
Exactly. It's just...
Yeah, so we have Carvana, which is a piranha. Now we have this, pike.
Exactly,
Barracuda type thing.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And then,
think about
Grimmsnarl.
Well, and even the starters.
The starters were great.
One of my greatest, literally became one of my top 10 favorites.
Rillaboom, yeah.
He literally entered into my top 10. Somebody got booted out for him.
Yeah, I love Rillaboom. It was so hard for me not to pick Rillaboom.
First of all, he's grass type, so I'm a grass gym leader.
Yep.
He's a monkey.
Yep.
Which everybody that knows, what's my second favorite poke in the whole world?
Infernape.
I love monkeys. I love Purpro.
Yep.
Apom.
And Ambipom.
So, and he's a drummer.
And he's a drummer. See, that's why it was hard for me not to pick him, because I play drums too. So
he literally has a drum set in the back. We're at my house this time for people that
normally
we're at his house, and there's a drum set back here. Yeah. 2 of them. Yep. So, but the starters are all really good. Like, they gave us a rabbit.
Yep.
Which is, sticking along, still hopes that this crocodile somehow becomes a snake and stays with that fan theory of the Zodiac. But a rabbit is a cool starter, a chameleon, and a monkey.
Yeah.
A gorilla. So, cool designs for this. I'm not a big fan of the double humanoid. Again, I would like it more. I get that they're, doing, the whole kick thing. And I really like Inteleon doing the whole James Bond sniper with the finger.
Yep.
I think that's really cool.
Yep.
That's a cool Pokemon design because it doesn't feel Digimon. He doesn't have even though Blastoise has literal cannons, this dude's just shooting his water gun from his fingertips. Yeah. It's just cool. Yeah. It's just cool.
Can we take a second really quick before we move on to a con to talk about character design as well in the game?
The same, I would say, as impactful as the Pokedex.
There's so many characters in Gen 8 that I'm going to remember forever.
And not just from the TCG as well. Obviously, from our experience in TCG, Melanie really sticks out.
Marnie.
Marnie. I didn't play with Melanie.
Yeah,
that's something I want to talk about as a pro.
Yeah, the different trainers.
So, Gordy.
You had Gordy?
I had Gordy, you had Alistair.
I had Alistair. What was Gordy? Was he
Gordy was the rock gym.
Okay, yep, and I had Alistair the ghost. Which, Alistair, sick design.
No. Gordy was maybe fighting? I don't remember.
No, it wasn't Bia fighting?
Oh, yeah, Bia was fighting.
You had her.
And then, it was either Gordy or Melanie, maybe.
I had Melanie and Alistair, and I don't think you had either of those.
No, I didn't have... So anyways, Sword and Shield had different gym leaders. I'm forgetting right now which one was which. But yeah, it was Gordy, Alistair, Melanie, and one other one.
Probably Bia. Did you have Bia in your game?
Oh, yeah, and Bia. That's what it was. It was so it was Gordy and Melanie were the... So I had Gordy, was the rock
Did Bia have a phalanx?
Yeah, and then...
Yeah, see, I never fought a phalanx.
Instead of... And then in the Alistair town, it was Bia. That was the
fighting. Okay, yeah. Oh, yep.
So in that Christmas town or whatever it was...
Yep.
Up there, I fought Gordy. And he had Stonejourner and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because... Okay, you got them... Nessa.
I really like the design of some of the towns too. There's a giant steampunk castle city.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah,
and you take the elevate. There's the Glenwood Tangle when there's a city almost like an elf city in the middle of this magical forest.
That's where Opal was, isn't it?
Yeah,
Opal and
the fairy.
Yep. And then Bede. Bede is another character I enjoyed.
Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia.
She's the bae. She's the new Misty.
Sonia, Nessa, Marnie.
It's like that meme with Drake. Get out of here, Misty. Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia. Even Rose. Outside. Rose was cool.
Leon.
Go. Leon. Yeah.
Or not Go. What was his name?
Hop. So yeah, character design, top shelf for sure. So let's move on to a con. Yeah,
this is again, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We are going to be realistic. There was some things we didn't love. So what's the first one?
All right, so...
when the game first dropped...
We had to play through the campaign. So Connor and David both kind of talk about this. So Connor says the story was pretty lackluster. And then David says the rest of the game was a straight line to the end. It's a kid's video game, but not for toddlers. The gym were walkthrough easy, and there were very few hidden areas and items to collect. Most of it was date switching to get items from the RNG shop. All in all, it was good, not great. Haven't touched it in over a year and never got the DLC. I got what I wanted out of it in 200 hours, which is praise.
Which, again, 200 hours is a lot of time spent for only $60. So for me, that's personally, everyone...
Right there, it's worth the money.
It's worth the money.
Yep.
In my personal opinion, it's worth the money.
So let's talk about the campaign a little bit and the story.
Trash.
Absolute trash.
Garbage.
Absolute trash. And it sucks because they had so many elements.
It was boring.
They could have made it amazing, too.
I spent 60 hours before I beat the game. But you know why?
Because you're getting every single item on your way?
I was filling out my Pokedex.
Okay.
I was specifically going through, because there was the Pokemon that were in the grass, and then the Pokemon that were in the open, like actually floating around.
Yeah.
And then the different weathers and times. So I was just going, when I'd get to a new area, I would just go through like Cerebi, and I'm like, oh, you could, if it's raining or whatever, you can have like a 10% chance to find this. I would stay there for an hour until I found it, type of thing. So for me personally, I don't have the same impact that everyone else has in terms of the story because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But what I do remember is that anytime it's sort of like when you play Skyrim. I know you haven't, but a big thing about Skyrim is obviously there is a linear story, but there's a million side quests.
Yeah.
Like you'll be on the way to go do the next part of your story, and there'll just be a random person that says, hey, I need some help. And then you could get down a bunny trail and forget the main story 30 hours later and be like, wait, what was I supposed to do?
Like a Xenoblade game.
Exactly. That's how my experience of this was, because again, it took 62 hours before I beat the game because I was just, for lack of a better term, I was kind of just messing around and just having fun. I was online with you guys, and I was just exploring, and it's been a couple years since I played a Poke game, but I was just getting one of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, if we're doing this competitive thing, we're talking about maybe doing a channel, we just want one of everything kind of thing.
Yep.
But the second I would go back on track to the main story, I couldn't agree more with David. It felt like I was just sort of, I could just sneeze and blew my way through it.
They were holding your hand the whole time. Yeah. Let me heal your Pokemon from the ass whooping I just gave them.
Exactly.
Like, no, dude, that's not how it went. Do you think...
You think we healed after Lance?
Yeah, like I made this point before. Like, dude, do you think... Okay, I crawled my way. I finally beat Lance.
Nobody healed me after I went through the Elite Four... And I fought through a dragon trainer that had a Salamence. And then all of a sudden I go to the next room and Steven's standing there and says, guess what? I got a Salamence, a Metagross, and an Aggron behind me. Nobody healed me.
Nope, nobody healed me when I crawled my way to Gary or Blue or whatever you're going to call him. And
Yeah.
Pounded by his Pidgeot.
Exactly. So it just... He spot on said something. Yes, it is a kid's franchise, but it's not toddlers.
No.
And yes, it is technically a kid's franchise, but the fact of the matter is, this came out when we were children, and it's timeless.
Exactly.
We're in our 30s now. You have children.
Yep.
So your children it's the next generation still love Pokes, but we are the OGs. This changed the whole world. This is the most famous /
it's the highest selling,
earningest franchise of all time.
Yep.
Nothing in the universe makes more money than Pokemon. When you think about the lunchboxes and the shoes and the T-shirts,
everything.
Nothing in the universe makes more money than Pokemon. And it's not just kids. There's go online and
30-year-old adults like us.
Look who plays TCG. Look who plays Unite. Look at all this competitive stuff all around Pokemon. And so I do agree with David. I would really like it if they started to realize that there's a nostalgia here, and there are 20 and 30-year-olds that are into this game and into the universe and like the creature and grew up with that type of game. Well, Digimon, Pokemon, this creature collecting genre, and it doesn't need to be geared towards babies or toddlers or children.
I want to give you my story quick fixes before we move on to our next thing. If Marnie was actually a bad guy and Team Yell was not
stupid.
If Team Yell actually sabotaged events and places.
Yeah, Team Rocket used to be actually villains.
Yeah, if they were trying to push Marnie's agenda in this malicious way, and Marnie was malicious herself, she should have been your rival.
Yes,
she absolutely should have been your rival.
Even when you a couple gens forward from Team Rocket, Team Magma, Team Aqua, depending on which game you had, one was the good guy and one was the bad guy.
Yeah.
depending on which was which.
Yep.
So, but regardless, the good team was you were helping the good team try to take down the bad team.
Yep.
The bad team was trying to destroy the world.
Exactly. And then
they were trying to awaken either Kyogre or Groudon, again, game specific, to activate their elemental powers to either
flood the earth
or earthquake the earth.
So,
and kill everything. So like this is like a super villain.
Yeah. Yep.
Of a team.
And then I think the end game events with Rose and Leon, like you should have beat Leon and became the champion.
Correct.
And then Rose should have revealed his plan, and then the stuff with Eternatus
then
should have been the end of the game.
Should have been the end. Yep.
Where he gets like the big reveal. It makes no sense to do the big bad guy reveal, and then they're like, okay, well, you know, the whole region almost got destroyed. Let's have a tournament. And then you become
and then you're the champion. It's like,
no,
okay.
You should have won the championship and then saved
or the championship in the final championship. Like you know, for mechanically, you beat Rose because you have to beat the guy.
Yeah.
But then like a cutscene happens and like you're mid fight and the battle isn't over, and then the Eternal stuff happens and interrupts the final. Yeah. So then maybe afterwards you have to have another final or something. I get that.
Yes.
There could be ways you could do it, but where you could have the final at the end.
Yeah. They
but not the way they did it.
That.
Not the way they did it. So
yeah, we'll kind of move on to
one of the good things that I really like was obviously for us as competitive players here. You know, all of the, I guess we'll just call it all the breeding changes, but there's a bunch here.
Yeah.
Mints.
Yep.
Everstones. The loads and loads and loads ability patches, shiny charms. There's so many different little items and tools to help us collect the pokes we want, get the shiny version of what we want, or just breed and pass down IVs, EVs, abilities, moves. They just made so. Obviously, this was
what was the Destiny Knot? How you pass your IVs down with the Destiny Knot?
Yeah. This was like one of the big selling points of the game. So we're not like trying to. This isn't new news. This is like one of the main reasons we jumped back into Pokemon was for all this advertising.
Yeah,
the fact that they geared all this for competitive players, so we don't have to gen our pokes. We can just go in and breed and make our pokes, but it's not tedious thousands of hours for one dude. You just go done.
I feel like they really cut the time down.
The vitamins?
Like, with steps. Like, because, you know, we would get the Colossals with another great Pokemon. Colossals with the Flame Body. So you could... I mean, that was in the game before. That's been in previous generations. Yeah. But with the bike...
Yep.
And the fact that I'm pretty sure they just cut down on step time.
And we could just go in a circle.
It took dude, it took you like 1 minute to hatch an egg or less.
It was so easy. Seconds. It was so easy.
Depending on what the Pokemon was.
99% of everything they did to improve our ability to create our own pokes in the cartridge just blew my mind. I never expected them to do even half of that.
No.
Like, we can check our own stat, like everything.
Yeah.
I can't think of one thing that's missing.
They did a lot of stuff for competitive players and VGC specifically, but just anyone who wanted to play the game at that level. It was cool to see them recognize the fact that there's players who want to train their Pokemon to be as strong as they can be.
Yep.
How can we help them do that without turning it into
a grind for 10
6-hour affair, right?
To make one dude that doesn't work.
Yeah, like, here, I want to make my 252 Alakazam. It's going to take me 3 hours.
Exactly.
Like, we don't have that anymore. It takes us like 30 minutes tops.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, and that's if you went date switching rather than just vitamins. If you got the money for vitamins...
Yeah. That's another pro I guess we could talk about a little bit was the fact that you said the date switching. And then obviously that leads into, you know, how do we date? The date switching was vital.
Exploit, yeah.
Vital.
It was, yeah.
But how do we date switch? By using the dens.
Yeah.
I thought we had hundreds of hours of raid nights.
Yeah.
where we're looking for pokes, looking for legendaries, looking for shinies.
We're date switching.
Looking for the Gigantamax forms. Remember when we were trying to get one?
Hidden ability fossil Pokemon.
Yeah, that was such a cool mechanic to get everybody involved.
Yep.
It was a communal thing. It felt like a dungeon raid in like an MMO
Yep.
or whatever.
We have like 4 of us on, and we're all on Discord, and we're all chatting together while we're all date switching.
It was great.
Looking for shiny Zoroark.
Like there was nothing bad about when they did the improved dens in the Crown Tundra. What was that called?
Was that the ones that had the
legendary at the end, and we did the path that went up?
Oh yeah, the Max Raid dens
Max
with
Raids.
legendaries. Dude, that was
in the cave
too. That was so fun.
S plus, because it the whole reason that we got into this with not only the competitive side was the fact that we're all buddies and we want to play together.
Remember getting stomped by Kyogre and
yeah,
Zygarde?
Dude. It was so fun.
I still don't know how we beat Zygarde.
It was so fun.
Insane, but it's so fun, dude. It was awesome.
And so for us to be able to get to play our competitive pokes faster and have a fun time getting there, and it doesn't feel like we're grinding. It just feels like we're playing with our friends and having a great time.
Because we did get to use those competitive Pokemon in raids as well, so those kind of went hand in hand.
And then I guess this will get into 2 cons and 1. I guess two negatives would be the fact that there wasn't, probably never will be, maybe we're wish listing, but like the whole game is based around single battles.
Yes.
And we grew up playing single battles. And in game, everything is single battles. So, like, why is there no online single? I get that the official format is VGC.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally fine. We love VGC.
Yep.
Go watch our YouTube channel. There's quite a few pieces of content there about VGC.
Yes.
But why is there nothing for singles?
Yeah.
Other than 3v3s, no, it doesn't count. Get out of here.
3v3, they've had 3v3 for a while.
Where's the 6v6 singles?
You see, and now I'm
praying. And I can hear your comment already before you type it. Don't type it. Oh, the official format 3v3. I don't care. Every game, you don't play VGC. There's like...
That's true.
Even when they introduced doubles in 3rd gen, there was only one gym leader that would take Liza. That was a double battle, which was awesome. And there was a couple double battles. There was a good handful.
Where you always battled Moss and Manos
throughout.
Yeah,
throughout the routes. There was a lot. There was a TV.
Solrock and Lunatone.
A popular combo was either 2 kids, or there was another one that was a TV reporter and her cameraman.
And you fought schoolgirl and schoolboy. They've got Plusle Mine, and you destroy them with your You destroy them with your Infernape and your whatever Metagross.
So it just and we had a lot of fun with VGC, but this is another negative. So what format they did have was VGC.
Yeah. In
terms of if we really want to get on competitive and play online or whatever, any sort of ladder, it's 3v3, which, again, get out of here. I'm not saying that 3v3 is bad, but get out of here. That doesn't count.
Here's my thing on 3v3, okay? Before we kind of get off that. 3v3 is fine and cool
for what it is.
If there's no Dynamax. And I'm not even complaining about I love Dynamax was fun, especially in VGC. Yep. But in 3v3, especially in legendary formats, it was it depended so much on when you Dynamaxed.
It was like an old gunslinger cowboy duel. Yeah. But instead of having our pistols down at the hip, 1, 2, 3, draw.
Yeah.
It was we both start like this, with the guns pointed at each other's temple, and the first one to pull the trigger.
Yep. Exactly. It was too oppressive, and
it was way too heavy of a scale shift.
The one time, I think it was Series 10, where they removed Dynamax completely. That was the best 3v3.
Even with Legendary. You played all month.
Yeah, we played. That's what we did the Zygarde to Master Ball.
Yep.
Like, it was so awesome, and so like everything was.
It was almost like a real.
You could plan things out. You could calc things. Like I calced against Zacian and this and that and that. Like it was awesome. It was perfect. Yep. But it's just.
And the fact that so we do love VGC.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun. We like the fact that the series were kind of the way they do it. It was like 3 months.
Yeah.
You play with this form. It's kind of like TCG.
It's fresh.
It was super awesome. for a while. But then after a while, they just sort of started recycling again.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
The recycling of old formats, especially once they started introducing the legendaries and all the restricteds. Like, the most fun we had was series like 9.
Yeah, 9 and 7. They were the same series, remember?
When they didn't have restricteds.
Yep.
That was the best and the most creative in terms of like list writing.
Yep.
That's when we popped off with Gigantamax Butterfree and Gigantamax Kingler and like some of our best times and videos were from Series 7 and 9 respectively. So like when we had a bunch of good times with the restricteds, but then it just got to a point where it's like, okay, now shoot. Yeah. You had them here for 3 months, now shoot.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they're gone. And then they came back and it's like, oh, and then they're back again. Honestly, and now they're back for 9 months. They'll go away.
I honestly wouldn't have even minded if they kind of did like a 3-month on and off thing. Like
I would have liked that better.
3 months, they're banned. And then for the next 3 months, they're back. Like they were getting creative with their formats until they did Series 9. When
yeah,
they 7 back.
When they did I was liking that because it was off restricteds.
Well, we like Series 9.
Yeah.
Right? But like...
I liked it when they had the ban list. I thought that was interesting.
That was interesting. Like, regardless of what you thought about that format, it was interesting.
It was interesting.
It was fresh. But,
because it was only 3 months. So it was like, okay, for this 3 months, this is what we have. Yeah. But like right now, being in this 9-month stretch of Series 12, there's a reason we haven't been putting up VGC content.
Yeah. Which hopefully will change, but we know it probably won't change for Gen 8. But
we're just, obviously Worlds is what they're going for.
So, yeah, recycling the VGC formats, that was bad.
But one of the cool things about Gen 8...
Going to pro here.
Yeah. For me specifically, because I don't know... we didn't play. You and I didn't play Gen 7.
Right.
So I don't know if it existed.
Right.
Sorry, but I just don't know. I don't care.
Maybe I can tell you.
But not one, but 2 DLC packs. And not only was it just DLC, it was a brand new area. We got to go to the Isle of Armor and then the Crown Tundra.
Yeah, this is the first time they did something like that because they did Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, remember?
Correct.
So every generation has had an additional game. So we had Yellow.
Emerald.
We had Yellow, Crystal, Emerald. Platinum, Black 2, White 2, Omega Ruby.
Yeah, we thought we'd get gray.
Ruby, Sapphire, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire.
Yep.
Then we had Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. This is the first generation where they did DLCs, which it's a fun experiment.
I thought it was great. It was. I didn't have to buy a whole new game. I didn't have to go through a whole new story.
Oh yeah.
There was a story included with the DLC of both. So you played through the Isle of Armor story.
Yeah.
You played through the Crown Tundra story.
Yep.
It was awesome. And then there's more dens. And then the Isle of Armor introduced the dojo, so we could do the soup.
The tutor moves.
The Gigantamax soup. The Cramomatic was there, right?
Yes.
So lots of cool stuff there, not to mention it's a whole new area.
That was just Isle of Armor. And then
Isle of Armor. And on top of that, it's a whole new area. And they introduced new Pokedex entries.
Yeah, we have the Urshifus for Isle of Armor.
Well, they National Deck stuff. They brought more pokes in.
Oh, yeah. That on top of
everything.
Yeah.
The Crown Tundra introduced the deer or whatever, the Virizion and whatever.
Yeah, yep. So they finally got in, and then but then they added new legendaries, which man, they went bonkers with the legendaries for Crown Tundra.
They really did.
Calirexes.
They went insane. Yeah, that was one. Oh yeah, that was when we got Urshifu, both in the Isle of Armor, and then Crown Tundra was Calyrex.
They went crazy with every legendary in this game outside of Zamazenta. But Zamazenta, Eternatus, and Zacian in the base game, absolutely insane. We all know about Zacian.
Yep.
Nothing to say there. And then we got the Urshifus
which was cool.
Did
you go water or dark?
Water.
I went water.
Water, yeah. Which I didn't realize how good the dark one was until I
just went water because it was on the beach.
Right. Yeah. I went water because I didn't want the 4 times weakness to fairy.
Or fairy, yeah.
But I didn't realize just how good the dark Urshifu was. Yeah. And then Crown Tundra, we had the Calyrex forms.
Did you go Ghost or Ice?
Ice, definitely.
Sipping on Calyrex.
Because I'm a Trick
Ice.
Room kind of guy.
I went Ghost. I went Shadow Rider.
And then Regieleki. I mean, we had Regieleki.
Oh yeah, the new Reggies.
Oh,
I went Lecky.
why did they make Regieleki, dude?
So good.
Why did they make?
You went Drago. I went
Drago.
Lecky.
I'm the only one who went Drago.
That's okay. So again, we're
We're
So
like
lots
we're
of-
like milk. And
listen to us
coffee.
gushing. Like there's so much to talk about positives here.
Pokemon following you.
Pokemon following you
Tundra,
in the DLC was by far probably the best thing about the DLC.
Yep.
I do want to go back and touch on something you said about the Isle of Armor was the move tutor.
Yeah. Insane.
It wasn't like old school move tutors where it's like, okay, now you can teach somebody the 3 elemental punches.
Mm-hmm.
There's new moves. There's 17 or 18 new moves, one for each type in the game.
Yep.
So we got brand new moves, things like triple axle,
Yo.
coaching,
Grassy Glide.
grassy glide, corrosive gas,
Corrosive gas.
scorching sand,
Scorching Sands, a staple.
burning jealousy.
Burning Jealousy. There's more.
What was the water one?
Flip turn.
Flip turn.
It was flip turn,
the
dude.
water U-turn.
Yeah.
So, just there's poltergeist.
How can we forget about Poltergeist?
What was the dark one? Was Lash Out.
Yep, that one was not
The
as
steel
good,
one was
but-
Steel Roller.
Steel Roller,
really
that was
good
cool.
in VGC.
Dude, yeah, they went crazy.
Yeah,
I hope they make it to Gen 9, those
yeah,
moves.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I hope that's especially like corrosive gas, turning off items and stuff like that.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. So yeah, lots of cool stuff here. What's another? We already touched about, I guess, with like the breeding, but everything competitive, including the IVs, EVs, all of that.
Yeah.
Like just making the competitive poke, so transferring down like, oh, you got one with perfect speed. We'll do this, and you transfer down that perfect speed and just keep breeding more until now your baby has
Yeah, it
the
was
stats you
so
need.
easy.
It
was so
wasn't
easy.
that difficult at all, and it was quick.
Yep.
It just sit down and chat with your buddies or watch a TV show with your girl or whatever, and you just ride in a circle for 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
boom, you're done. Also what they did for us was there was a lot of new on top of the new moves from the Isle of Armor. Before that, I want to backtrack in our brain a little bit time wise. There was a ton of new viable in-game battle items we could do. One that I want to touch on first to kick us off here: heavy-duty boots.
The item that created the biggest stall meta we've ever seen in OU.
Heavy-duty boots.
Regenerator. This item was meant to make Charizard viable.
Yeah, he's meant to make Charizard come in and not get smashed by Stealth
That's
Rocks.
what it was meant for. But it got abused by Slowbro, Blissey, Slowking, Toxapex,
Yep.
everything. What I mean? It was for Volcarona. It was for Charizard.
Yeah.
It was not for you.
It wasn't
It was
for you.
not for you. So put on your Slowking
Get out of here
and teleport all
with
over the place.
Regenerator and just dodge all the impacts.
That's not what it was for.
But heavy duty boots was great.
So impactful.
Weakness policy and blunder policy.
Yeah.
The room service, the utility umbrella. There was
Eject pack.
eject pact.
Yep.
Lots of really, really good new battle items
Yeah. Yeah.
in this core set of, I guess, a season or generation, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah, I think Boots is definitely the highlight.
Boots is the highlight for sure.
Absolute game.
The another thing that we actually don't have on our notes, or a little bit, would be I guess it's sort of another pro, would be the fact that we have the TM and TR system, so no HMs.
No HMs. Yeah. So you don't have to.
And the TMs don't, so the TMs have a specific, like, ammo. You'll have one of this, you spend it, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then the TRs, they're just there forever.
Yeah.
You teach them, like, protect. You
Yep.
just teach people protect, and it doesn't cost anything. You still have protect.
Yep.
So I really like that system.
I do too.
And getting the luxury balls
Yeah.
to then just go make money and farm for money to go buy more.
There's so many
like,
exploits in this game.
Or to be able to go find like Thunderbolts,
Yep.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it just We're eating a big juicy lasagna of delicious awesomeness here.
So while
no
we're talking,
HMs felt great though.
While we're talking about those, Toxic got removed, basically.
Oh my goodness, was that a difference?
So do you think that's a positive?
Yes.
Negative? Do you think it's a positive?
Because before it was just such an easy low-hanging fruit to put on any poke. Usually your tanky pivots that don't have another option, but like you just put it anywhere, and it just felt so redundant. And now it feels like if you get Toxic, it's like, ooh, well that's just a strategy that this poke can bring. It feels more unique.
Yeah.
It feels like, again, like burn. It feels like other statuses. Like, why does every Pokemon be able to badly poison you? Why?
It makes sense.
Like,
I do miss it.
Why can an Arcanine poison you?
I don't know.
Why can an Arcanine badly poison you? It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing about his lore or his kit. Why is this Fire Dog shooting acid poison that badly poisons you? Doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I still had it because then I could make things like Dugong viable, but without Toxic, I can't.
Exactly. Why does Dugong get Toxic?
Because he's a seal, bro.
Why can a seal poison you? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about that one, just because I would love to have it in certain places.
Yeah,
but
I feel you.
I understand, like, why can Aerodactyl poison?
Exactly. I really like the fact that we didn't necessarily have to like fly back to base, so to speak.
Yeah,
you just had like a computer anywhere. You just be like, you know what? It's raining out. I need an electric type. Let me swap out here, just in the middle of the grass.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
What
do you think about that? Being able to like, do you miss the nostalgia? Sort of like, do you miss the nostalgia of like going back to your computer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I do. Just because
okay.
I never felt challenged at any point in this game.
That's
like,
true.
You know,
maybe that leans into the challenge aspect.
I never had to grind for money to buy potions because I could just fly back to the store and then fly to whatever part of the wild area I was in.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just swap out my Pokemon on the spot. Like, I was never challenged.
Just go get somebody else that's fully healed.
Yeah, well, like Pokemon Legends Arceus is not like that. Like, you got to craft your potions and you got to use them. Or, like, because I had a couple times before I fought the Hisuian Arcanine. Like, I got up there, fought all the Pokemon on my way, and I was like, I can't fight Arcanine this way. So, I do kind of miss that. I didn't love that.
We did touch on VGC in terms of, like, this was yours and mine. Doug did play, Sport Ninja did play in 7th Gen.
Yeah.
He did not take the hiatus,
No.
and he did dabble with VGC there. But for you and me, we played doubles before.
Right.
But our first, like, in terms of, like, competitive, like, actually studying or trying to learn the format for real, the way we know singles.
Yeah.
This was our introduction to VGC.
Yes.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Me too. It was just another amazing format to play, and
it gave us different like Helping Hand.
Yeah.
Seeing a poke with Helping Hand, now all of a sudden you're like, oh, this poke sucks. But they get Helping Hand. All of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute. Then they also get this. And they also get Follow Me and Fake Out. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, this Pokemon's actually like S tier.
Exactly.
But he normally sucks in singles.
Well, remember how much we thought Incineroar was like a trash Pokemon? Before we did singles, we were like, what? We were literally talking, we were like, what does this Pokemon offer outside of Intimidate? And then we got into VGC, and we were like, wait a second. This is the greatest Pokemon ever made.
Yeah. So, So I really did have a lot of fun with VGC. The ranked ladder was fun. We all hit Master Ball multiple times in VGC or other you did the most master grinding in multiple formats.
Yep.
We all hit Master Ball in VGC more than once.
Yep.
We did tournaments. We just had so much fun playing VGC, learning the game. There's tons of content on our YouTube channel about VGC, plenty of podcasts about VGC. So it has become now a staple in our hobby.
Yeah, it has.
We've done scrims.
Oh yeah, yep.
In VGC. So I've been having a total, super big fun with it, and I'm really pleased, and I'm really, really, really excited because, like we talked about, worst case scenario for the channel is that in terms of like what they give us in Gen 9,
yep,
would be what we're going to talk about as our last con. We'll get to it in a minute.
But I was just gonna say, can we bring this up?
Hold on. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Okay, all right. But we got words.
Worst case scenario, everything for Gen 9 competitive is the exact same copy paste as it was in Gen 8.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even a bad worst case because we could just play for at least a year before restricteds get in, presumably, of VGC Gen 9. And that's got us so excited.
And if we got good enough, it wouldn't even matter. We just adapt to the meta and go to regional.
Correct. But in terms of like the fun factor,
yes.
We get minimum a year of Gen 9 VGC, which has me through the moon hyped.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the number. If there's one thing,
This is the elephant in the room. This is the elephant in the room.
If there's one thing in the universe of Pokemon that you could change, if you were king for a day, what's the number one, first, and only thing? You can only do one change at all, anywhere.
I already got it, and I'm going to change the Pokemon world.
Do it.
Remove the battle timer completely.
Get out.
No battle timer. The biggest single.
It doesn't make. It's stupid. It doesn't like having a chess clock type of thing per person.
I don't even mind the 30-second timer.
That's what I mean. I
don't mind that.
You have this amount of time to make your choice.
I don't mind that.
Or you just give up your turn because you can't just stall.
Just becomes part of the strategy of playing the game.
Who finishes a game of 6v6 singles in 20 minutes?
Nobody. Nobody does unless you sweep them.
Nobody in the world.
Unless you sweep them.
Like, don't just make it 25 or 30 minutes. Don't just give us an option. These are potential fixes. Get rid of it.
No timer.
Throw it away.
Remove
it doesn't need to be there. It's toxic. You have the number one Smogon content creator in the universe, Joey, PokeMD.
Yep.
Who has been on record hundreds of times saying that he wants to make Switch content.
Yeah, cartridge.
He wants to do cartridge content for you.
And me.
People making the game, I mean. He wants to advertise your game.
Oh, well, I want the content too. It's for me.
Pokemon Company, listen here. He wants to make content for you. He has more followers than almost anyone in the competitive Pokemon world. And he wants to make content for you on your cartridge, on your game. But he can't because your stupid timers exist.
Dude, yes.
It doesn't make any sense. 3v3 is trash. VGC is doubles. There is no world for 6v6 singles, and this game is built since the inception of Pokemon back in the 90s. Since day zero. You bring 6, I bring 6. We both send out one poke at a time. It is a singles match. That's minimum. Pokemon.
Bare minimum. It has to be removed for friendly battles. If I invite Justin to battle,
why is there a timer?
There's no.
I don't want a timer. Give us the option to turn it off.
We got all day. Especially because your animations are slow.
Yep.
Dynamax animation takes 30 seconds.
But dude, I want to see the animations. That's why I bought the game.
Me too. Otherwise, if I didn't want to, I would just play on Showdown.
I would just play on the simulator.
Does the Pokemon Company really want me playing on Showdown, or do you want me playing on cartridge, playing on your game?
I mean, I don't have to buy Gen 9. I'll just play on Showdown.
Exactly. If I'm that type of player, I would just play it on Showdown.
It's a really strange decision. I don't know anybody that has a relevant or credible or legitimate argument for it.
And if you do have one, I don't want to hear it.
No, I don't want to. I want to hear it to see if maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think I am.
Private message, Justin.
I don't think I am.
I don't think you are either. It's literally like the single worst decision they've ever made in the game.
Because you're cutting off the core of your game.
Yeah, exactly.
And forcing somebody to play something else that they've never done before.
Right.
Which for us, we like it, but not everybody's like us.
No.
So I guess that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Like, I guess closing thoughts here, we can start wrapping this up.
Let's wrap it up and let's wrap it up. Let's
tie a nice bright bow on it.
Yes. Let's kind of conclude this in a way that's not so negative. So Justin, give us your final verdict.
Well, I think this is a great game. This is a great generation for what it was and what it gave us.
Yes.
There's a lot to be desired in terms of, like, we had basically everything we could ask for and then some in terms of creating our competitive Pokemon.
Yeah.
But so many weird and strange and sometimes boring limitations on where and how and when we could use those competitive Pokemon that sometimes it felt a little bit glass half empty.
Especially because, like, you know, Smogon, they'll do things that we don't. Like, we want to house rule some things, you know, like when they ban Libero, or they'll just ban Cinderace. Like, we
think it's stupid.
Maybe we want to play Libero, and even if we don't, maybe we want to play Blaze Cinderace.
And try it out against each other, and we're both fine with it.
That's what we did with Blaziken before. They banned Speed Boost.
It's a consensual house rule.
We played Blaziken because they banned Speed Boost. But, like, we don't have the option to do that
on Smog.
at all.
It's just gone. So, but overall, Gen 8 was great.
It was awesome.
It was one of my favorite generations since getting into Pokes.
Same.
Super, super hype. The Pokedex was great. I love the wild area. I loved having the Pokes like out in the world and just seeing them be Pokemon was great. Kind of like Pokemon Go.
My hype for this to be even more fully realized in Gen 9 is really high.
Yeah, and I want Pokes to just follow us since the beginning.
Yeah.
That should just be a part of the game for forever. Stop removing it.
Please and thank you.
For forever.
Easy fix.
Don't ever not do that ever from now to the end of time. In any Pokemon game ever that has a story, your main Poke should be following you like Ash's Pikachu.
Yep.
Maybe you have an option to turn it on or off. Cool. But that should be there for forever. That should just be a staple from now on.
Yeah.
Stop turning it off. There's not a single person in the world that...
I want my Mewtwo to float around.
There's not a single person in the world that doesn't like to see their Sceptile walking behind them.
Yeah.
Or see a big Dragonite flying behind them while they're on the bike.
Wings.
Like, it's just cool. Stop turning that off. It was an astronomical amount of time spent.
Yeah, for the to $90 to $120. I don't remember what the DLCs cost for me to put like 1,000 hours in the game, plus 1,000 plus.
I got over 2,000 hours in Gen 8.
So worth the money. So
that's
worth the money.
That's not Unite. That's not TCG, and that's not Smogon.
Yeah, that's just on cartridge.
So I can't be more thrilled and excited for what we have been given.
Yeah, it
was a delicious meal.
Yep.
It was a 3-course meal, great sides, great dessert, great service.
Yep.
A few, the waiter had to be called over a couple times on a few things. It wasn't perfect, but it was great.
Yeah.
Solid, I'm going to give Gen 8 a solid 8 out of 10.
You know what? I'm right there with you. I'm going to give you this same rating. It's got...
Super solid. Yeah. PMC stamp of approval. We're really excited for Gen 9.
Yeah.
After we get done with Worlds, then also in the end of this month, we obviously have big things coming out, like, that might be not Pokemon related. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, baby.
Yeah, you guys might not see me ever again.
You got like 20 days to go. But after Worlds, after Xenoblade, after everything, we're so close. We're blinking, we'll be there. Be Halloween, all of a sudden be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Dude, we got like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, Gen 9 has us very excited, very hype. What's your number one hope for Gen 9 in terms of Pokedex?
I hope they bring every Pokemon. I don't think they will, but I hope they bring back.
I actually meant like in terms of new Pokes, but that's a good answer.
Oh.
No, that's a great answer.
I like the new Pokemon.
Okay, so for me, I'm really hyped. I want there to be like Gen 1, 3, 5, and 8, where it was like a full Pokedex. It wasn't just like an extra 50 dudes. Like Gen 6 was terrible.
Yeah.
Gen 6 fell off. I know there's Megas. Get out of here.
I know you want Sprigatito to be on 4 legs, but he won't be.
Okay, that too. But
it's not going to happen.
That's fine.
He's going to stand up.
I want it to be a full Pokedex. I don't want it to be 50 to 100 pokes.
Yeah.
I want like 120, 150. I want it to be a full region, a full Pokedex. I want them to go ham with crazy designs. And the number one thing that I want is actually an exclusion. Stop doing the weird other stuff. Don't do more Ultra Beast type stuff. We don't need it. Just do Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon are already Pokemon. You don't need to go to another dimension and find these other things.
Yeah, I like the time traveling idea behind the dragons.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
I like that.
So far, the 3 starters look great.
Yep.
And the 2 legendaries look
really
awesome.
Cool. Yep.
For what they are so far. So I'm hopeful that this trend aesthetically continues from Gen 8.
I guess I could say I want Hisuian Pokemon in there.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Hisuian Pokes. Give me that Samurai. Give me that Gudra.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, I think that's it, man.
I think that's it. This was a great podcast. This was a great generation. This is a great way to close out our Gen 8 experience.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do have a couple months until Gen 8 is officially closed, but with Worlds on the cusp here, it's going to feel like, we're about to wrap this up.
Yeah,
so
really.
It was a great generation, great time in our lives to be Pokemon fans, especially competitive Pokemon fans. So really excited. Looking forward to that horizon.
Yeah.
Seeing that 4-legged cat run across the prairie.
Yeah. Except he's going to be skipping on 2 legs.
No! Puss in Boots!
He's going to be wearing shorts.
No Puss in Boots!
Yeah, he's going to be wearing shorts and boots.
No! All right, buddy. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys. We're going to go play Pokemon Unite. We will catch you on the next one. Until then, I'm Zero.
And I'm Justin.
Council's adjourned.